So initially, I was actually depressed. Like, after I jumped, like, positive all of that was like the first exam I'd ever failed in my life. So like, and it looked like at the time it looked like it was the like most important exam ever. So when I said graduation, okay, welcome. We've been expecting you, and that was just. Then I realized that okay, life is not really about this admission. When the admission comes, there are more challenges that follow this admission. So
it used to bother me at the, like when I first came out. Like I literally see my classmates like coming, because some of them were in UI, so they come like that way. So it was like a lot of struggle. Then at some point, how did I even deal with it? I think it was just realizing that, but one, life is more than school. Life is more than just gaining admission.
And the typical African setting, when you say typical Nigerian setting, when you tell somebody, oh, what school are you in? You visit Ibadan, wow, beautiful. What course I study? And then when you say microbiology, it's like
the energy just drops.
Like they're not like more excited. They're like.
Hi guys, my name is Christianah and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm here to tell you about something exciting I've been working on for a while now, and it's called Campus Life. So this series is categorized, or should I say divided into 3 seasons. We have season 1, which is about pre-campus life, season 2, which is about campus life, and season 3, which is about post-campus life. For pre-campus life, what should you expect? You should expect awesome conversations with brilliant minds around life before and beyond the 4 walls of an institution. So you want to ensure that you're telling someone who is probably in that space of figuring out what next in life, or someone who is about to actually enter an institution or university. So this is the right content for you to actually plug into. Ensure you stay glued to this channel. There are a lot of things coming your way. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Ciao.
Hi guys, welcome to the Campus Life series. I'm Eunice.
I'm Philip.
Yeah, so like you guys give us like a fun fact about you. Fun facts, quick fun facts.
I love playing football.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my fun fact is that I can climb trees if I have to. I can climb trees. I think my fun fact is that at some point in my life I was considering professional football as a career path. Wow, so we're going to be like a midfielder or striker or something? Okay, let's get right into it. Yeah. In one word or a sentence, how would you describe your campus life and why?
I would say it was eventful, and it was what's the other word? Interesting. It was adventurous. Yes.
She said why?
Why was it? I think I learned most of the things I know today. I think I learned it in that period of time, and that was the moment where I found God. Yep. So basically, that's why I try.
So for me, I have 2 words actually. It will be like depressing, but enlightening, or like eye-opening. Because so initially I was actually depressed. Like after I jumped, like positive all of that was like the first exam I'd ever failed in my life. So like, and it looked like at the time it looked like it was the like most important exam ever. So the fact that I failed that like took me to a whole like I was depressed basically. But then in that space, in that place, then I said enlightening because then I began to like know more about myself. I knew myself more. I knew God more too, because like it felt like I had come to the end of myself at that point. So it was enlightening because I knew myself more and I knew God more in that season. I also knew my parents more because I was at home for like 2 years, so I had more time to know them, talk with them, and it was not that bad, honestly.
Yes, I think for me it was eventful too. Like I did a lot of things. I got into a lot of things. I learned a lot of things. And then when I discovered that I wasn't easily admission the first time, I got a job like almost immediately.
What
So,
job
like,
ever?
I was an office assistant.
Oh,
Wow. So I worked with the job till I got admission. And then during that space I took cooking classes, I learned to bake, I took wardrobe classes, like how to dress and combine colors. I actually did a lot in that space and it was quite eventful for me.
that makes sense.
Second question. How many times did you write jam? Basically, how many times did jam and why?
Wow. Am I okay?
Yeah.
So basically jam in between because I wrote jam in 2018 and 2019. So I will not say jam because I didn't really fail. I just didn't get admission. So like, but I had to write jam twice before I got admitted into. So
Actually, my answer is quite similar to this because I wrote twice, 2018 and 2019. But I didn't fail my exam.
exactly.
But I didn't.
Maybe if you don't score less than 100, if you hey now.
Right.
So I don't want to brag, but I know fail.
We will not say jam those, but
Yeah,
Exactly.
but you didn't get you didn't say how many times you.
Yeah, how many times did I write jam? I think 5 times.
Wow.
And why did I write?
You are great.
I was looking for a particular course, so I guess. And there was a time I didn't write. I think twice if I didn't write Christianah. Yes, actually.
Exactly. Like, what was the point of writing jam? You're not going to write supposed
So of course, no circumstances. No jam is like earlier in the year, like March
true,
or something. Then Christianah is like September, October-ish. Then I mean, things just happen along the way that just led to me not writing. I know there was one time I wanted to write one particular exam. There was one particular exam I wanted to write in 2019, and that exam actually fell on the day of my Christianah. So I couldn't just write the exam. I went to write that other exam instead of Christianah.
So how did that go?
Now it went well. It actually went well, but that one, so I missed the cutoff by 0.3. Yes.
Yes.
How did you feel in that space, like not writing Christianah when you're
We're writing. It was hard. It was actually very hard, especially that 2019 was actually very hard. But I just felt like I had all my hope that this one I was going to go and write was going to work out, everything, blah blah blah.
I feel you.
But eventually
It walked in.
but it didn't. All glory to God.
Wow. It makes sense. So like, can you like share lessons? Can you guys share lessons with us that you learned during your pre-campus life that's helping you now? Like, what are the things that that happened then that is helping you now, even while you're in school?
Okay, so I think for me that would be the first lesson I would say is stay with God. So during that season of my life, I really walked with God. Like that was the season that I was intentional about my relationship with God, and really that has been helping me. I wrote the exam. At the end of the day, I passed. I got the admission, but that's still not the end of all the problems of the world. So till now, I know that staying with God is what pays. Like that's just the ultimate. So stay with God. My advice everyone out there: stay with God. Actually, stay with God. That's where we find true peace and identity.
So what lesson did you learn?
What lesson did I learn? There are many. I learned many lessons, but I think one
Life
thing.
taught you a lot.
One thing I would. One thing that I would say is I think my work with God. I mean, it was just like so that season. I didn't learn anything. I was not into anything. I didn't work. I didn't learn any skill. I didn't do anything. But my work with God was just it. That was when I prayed the longest hour. I studied my Bible the longest hour. Like it was just my work with God was just very, 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 very intentional. I mean, I was going to even ask that if you were to walk this journey again, would you?
I would.
Would
I
actually.
definitely
I
would
would.
because like a lot of who I am now happened in the space of those 2 years.
Exactly.
A lot of all what my identity is now, like knowing who I am in Christ, knowing who I am, even just knowing who I am, what I like, what I do not like. It happened in the space of those 2 years. So I would actually do it again.
I would actually, though the years might seem long, but I would actually go through it again because that was when I found Christ. I found church family. I found friends. Yes, I would actually really go over this again.
I think I would do this over again. The experience I got in that stage.
Doesn't help for
Yes, and the fact that there was a peculiar season in my family at the time, and I was available at that time for my family. It means a lot to me. So I definitely.
Wow, beautiful. So for me, one lesson I learned that is helping me now is to not. Of course, there's the whole God thing of stay with God, right? But then another thing I noticed I learned then that's helping me now is to not overrate successes or failures, right? Because at the end of the day, what you think is success in 2019 might not be success in 2023. Because when you move on in life from at different stages, success, success takes on different forms at different stages and different seasons of our lives. So I would tell myself one thing I constantly relearning every time is to not overrate success. Like, okay, so if I'm successful with something, I'm glad about it, I'm grateful for it, but I don't stay there, I don't dwell on it. I'm moving on to what's the next best thing, right? And if I fail at something too, I'm not saying I don't that's not like my whole life, right? So of course, if I fail at something, I know that I can still move on from there. So that's one thing that that season of my life helped me.
Yeah. I think there's one thing that Pastor Paul said. That if success means so much to you, failure would mean so much to you. And it's also this thing of tying your identity to your successes or
failures.
So just balance it out. You are not your failure. You are not your success today. Your identity is in Christ.
I think I want to mention one thing I also learned is in that period was I think it's a good thing if you can hear God's voice. I think that's one of the things that make me very
scared or anxious.
Exactly. God has said something. I think that was a very big advantage for me in this whole season. If you can hear God's voice, forget.
Okay.
Exactly. It's be very. God says, okay, this says this. Calm down, relax, blah blah blah. It's smooth. I think that was one thing that also helped me too.
There's a peace that comes hearing God.
Yeah.
And knowing that you are not alone. It's like God
exactly.
True. Okay. So, what was what I ordered versus what I got moment in your program was like?
Since I wrote jam twice, I actually did get what I ordered versus what I got twice.
Oh wow.
Because first time I ordered medicine, that's MBBS.
The ultimate.
The University of Ibadan said, sister, it's not time for you. So, just chill. I don't even know how it applies because I ordered medicine and I got aquaculture and fisheries management.
Wait, I don't understand. Wait.
How do you get fisheries from medicine? Like
your score made you get it.
They wanted to start the
very bad person. Context. I feel you. But no. Well, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
That first year, my jam and my post-UTME, oh my God.
It was not it.
Fail. I had 50. I think I had 55.
And you shouldn't be surprised that they gave you fishery now. What are you expecting?
No,
magic.
You're a bad person. You are a terrible person.
No, now.
But I accept that.
Yes.
So I was not so pained about that. When I got the aquaculture, I was like, I deserve this.
Exactly.
Well, I also felt like this is not the best I can do. Like I felt like I can do more, right? So that's why it don't even cross my mind to take that course. So when I wrote jam the second time, that one more more try, but it's the first and the best, and there were many bests. In the MBB, oh, those MBBS
Then-
UI. Let's not.
Let's just give it to them.
What?
They just
They are too much, and
they come
those guys are
always tight.
it's very
And
tight.
People
very
will start
tight.
doing that.
Yes, they're very tight. In University of Ibadan, any university actually, any university.
So you ask like an average
Secondary school
I want to
person.
write jam or something.
What are you?
Yeah. They don't. Recently, I even asked somebody that what class are you? I think parents said SS2. Like, oh, that means very soon parents will write jam.
Yeah.
Oh, what course do you want to go for? Oh, MBBA. Huh? So I'm not,
Of
I'm not
course.
demeaning that you will not get it or something, but you know what you are.
Your options open.
Options. I hope you know what you are going for. Exactly.
It's true because you know all of the secondary school students they're always like, oh, medicine. They don't know what is like.
Because I remember Unilag. I know somebody that wrote Unilag supposed to tell me one time like that. One year, I think 2018 or so.
Mm-hmm.
The person had like two, is it 250 something,
Wow.
Okay.
or even 270 something. So the person went there like the night before. So he had to stay in hostel with other seniors. So people were asking him that what call? We say medicine. So oh nice. What's your jam score? 210 something. Sure, you know if you try another option. Like you have to like your score has to be very exactly your jam
especially for a school like University of Ibadan.
Or Unilag.
Oh yeah, all these federal schools. Anyways, I applied for MBBS and the second time. So I actually even tried, I tried, the second time my aggregate was good, but you know this thing UI does that if you don't get the course if your cutoff mark does not meet the course you are coming for, they don't give you the next best thing. They just take it to the next available place. Like
exactly
it's
available.
not like the next best, it's like the next available. So like at the time what was available was like archaeology and anthropology and what was that course? I think those were the ones available. And at the time I was even like, you know what, I will do it. Yeah, let me shall leave this house. I was tired of home. So let me shall leave. But then so I later now got microbiology, so which is what I'm doing right now. But yeah, so that was my what I ordered percentage I got.
Philip, did you have any?
I don't think I had what I ordered because finally by the time
My
I was
bro, you must have. You wrote five
by the
times.
time I wrote the last one that got me admission, I picked the same again.
Okay, so you got what you ordered.
During those period, I was like picking MBBS. Okay,
Didn't get what you ordered.
exactly. I didn't guess what I ordered. Oh, actually, I did not get exactly. I didn't. But there were 2 times I did not write pursuit to me. So
Twice because he got the admission on the last two.
Okay.
So
exactly.
yes,
So
I feel
I just
you.
got
Wow.
What was your own?
I think for me, the first time I wrote jam, I got I put it for and then the option of agric economics came.
Wow.
And I'm like,
It was agric economics. Agric is usually that faculty is usually like they have
it's the most now like the most space now.
like they have space. I actually had like I saw it options agric economics and cultural. But I did not even think of accepting it. Why? Because it's just a street.
agricultural science was a course that I was waiting for SS1 because I just wanted to drop.
Agree. There was no spelling.
Yes, I actually loved my agric teacher, Mrs. Eunice. If you're watching this, but I loved my agric teacher, and so like I loved agricultural science growing up.
I was a very fantastic person. I just
What did you write? Agric teacher was like, wait. I mean, the reason why I dropped agric was they said I will have to pick between agric or TD. Like, I had to pick between agric. So I just opted for TD because
instead of-
at that point I was still thinking engineering. So
for me, agric was a no.
Okay,
So like when they gave me the option, I said, thank you. I was waiting. Like I was
Okay.
ready to wait.
But then the second year you got what you ordered.
Yeah, yes, I actually picked physiology.
That's good. So like, would you say you considered settling? Obviously, you just say you did not consider settling. You didn't consider settling.
settling. So funny thing is I did not even so the times I wrote Christianah that I actually wrote Christianah, I just checked my score. Did not make the cutoff. I didn't even have to check whether there was an option or there was no option.
Wow.
we just moved on.
Like, you get, you're so strong.
We just moved on. There was no. Actually, I did not even check. My parents. I don't think my parents even asked.
Wow.
What did you guess? Move on. Next, we moved to next year.
Next.
Exactly.
For me, like, I actually did consider settling because I'd already stayed home for a year. So you know when I was describing my pre-campus life, I said depressing. And
Exactly.
then, like,
That's the
you know, that first year was the depressing one.
Why was it depressing now too?
I literally said I'd never failed any like exam up until do you understand? Up until like jam and position. Those were like the most important ones, and those were the ones I now failed. So it was like, oh, you were too confident, overconfidence. Funny thing, all of my classmates, of course, they had already got admission. Everybody was in school, and so you know this thing of okay, everybody has like a new outlook on life because they have been exposed to like so new things, and so I could not relate with some of the things they were saying, and I'm like, God, what is going? Why did you choose me? So like the first year was that depressing year, and that was why like when I got aquaculture the first time, I didn't even like consider it because I just knew I could have done more. I really don't like fish. I'm a meat person. Okay. Yeah. So, where was I? So yes, actually, I didn't consider that one. But like the second time when I saw that, okay, maybe I had the choice of going to agri because agri there's always space. So I was actually going to pick either agri or so I was now thinking, okay, I needed something in the science so that if I was ever going to cross over, it would not be too far. I don't.
You just consider crossing.
My plan was, but like I was so sure that I was not going to stay for another year because I already stayed 2 years, and I was like, you know what? At this point, let me just go.
Let me just do anything.
You get? So I actually did consider settling, but like I'm glad that I will still tell you how I eventually got microbiology.
Now that I think about it, I think I settled in my second year, kind of. So the point was, I had a good job score in my first time, and my post-UTM score was quite good, but not good enough for MBBS. So the thing is, while I was registering for the school, when I wanted to register for the school, I spoke to someone that was a staff who I actually said, how about you pick physiology? Your jam score, I for context, I got 253 in the first jam. Wow. So she's like, I was a dreamer. I dream.
Wait, no, sometimes I feel like it might not be like dreaming. You have passed through it. Now that's why you are saying you are dreaming.
I was 16 years.
Said no.
Was
true.
When they do there, because I'm like, no ma, I have
Doctor.
do well.
Doctor or nothing. Doctor or nothing.
Then I did protect and I aggregate came out. I got the doctor for physiology.
Oh yeah.
So that first year, it was more like she didn't even have to say it. It was more like a thing of
yeah.
So I felt bad. So the next jam that I was looking for, I did not even
bother.
Yeah.
Let's just think twice. Because like so at that point I already done with myself.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
The other day about okay, still related to the anti-water college of medicine. So why not? So for my second year, I would say I settled for physiology because it was a route to get. But am I in MBBS right now?
We are where the Lord has put us. Let's leave it at that. We are where the Lord has put us. So,
next question. What was your feeling forward versus distant success moments?
Feeling forward.
That's a deep one.
So I think I'll start with distant success. The goal at that time for me was get admission. Just get admission. Because in my second year, I was already, let's just enter this year. Like my classmates were already in school. They were ahead of me. just felt like let's just get into this school. So when I mentioned earlier that I just picked physiology for my second one, I did it twice. So my distance success then was let's just get admission. But then at the point of like I don't say graduation. Oh, okay. Welcome. We're expecting you, and that was just it. Then I realized that okay, life is not really about this admission. When the admission comes, there are more challenges that follow this admission. So yeah, for me, I think that was distance success. The admission, that was the goal. That was what I was doing. When you came, when you understand everything, like you need to make photocopies, you have to have 50 passports, and like all these problems. So please, because of this admission, no. So like that was my distance success. So failing forward, somebody else to think about it.
Okay, so for me, funny, I just something dropped in my mind where I was thinking of did you guys like regret changing your course? Like, do you wish you were not doing what you're doing right now? Like, do you wish you got the MBBS you wanted originally, or have you now like settled in like what you eventually got?
Yes. So at some point in my first year, I was really working towards when most of my friends, I had a circle of friends, four. 3 of them were MBBS on the only person. So like I deliberately put myself in that circle because I knew that that is where I'm going. I belong to them. The first year came and we transferred the both of us. I wanted to leave physiology and health because I did not come to UI to study physiology. So physiology was a channel. Like was a path. Let me just enter through that. So in my first year, I really tried. When I saw that MBBS was not going to work out, I explored other options. I was considering BMLS. I considered physiotherapy. Considered a lot of other options.
What about dentistry?
I considered dentistry. I considered those options. I considered pharmacy. So like I had those options, but at the end of the day, my resolution or my decision to stay in physiology, I would say was more divine, because it seemed like every other thing I was working towards did not click. And the Holy Spirit kept nudging me and saying, just stay here. But I did not want to, because I felt like, I have what it takes to be in MBBS. I have you guys. But yeah. That was my. I want to tell. I feel you. I feel. Anyway, we all thought we had a state. Yes, every day. I'm in physiology now, and I remember talking to one of my friends and said like, even in my second year, I found out that physiology courses were a person that is. And now I'm growing to love that course.
Christian.
Now, so like, yes, I'm fine now because I was not fighting with God anymore. At the point I was fighting like, no, I can't do this.
MBBS, me say, I'm good at shaking.
I'm not MBBS.
What am I doing?
So I could be dentist, I could be physiotherapist, like Dr. Eunice. Let's do that. So yeah, I think I'm finally settling. Not settling. I have now resolved to be the best where I am. Wow, that's what God calls us to. No matter where you are, strive to be the best where you are.
Which is something we should say. Strive to be the best.
Yeah, write it down.
Regardless of what you're doing, whether or not you're excited about it, or like even if you wish for better, but like do your best. The Bible talks about being faithful in little and being faithful.
Yes.
So like wherever you find yourself, basically, that's what we're saying. Faithful with it. So like, what's your own light to that question?
What was the question again?
No, if you had a choice, would you like?
Okay.
Like what?
Like, are you happy where you are?
Yes. Like, do you wish you were not doing the course you're doing now?
Well, I cannot say yet because I'm still my first year.
Okay, so you have not been
well, exactly. I'm not doing physiology because I'm still like a science and I don't know if it's possible. I'm not very eager to cross. I'm just doing the best I can do where I am. I'm not very, I must get this, exactly. but but if the opportunity comes and I've thought it well, I've thought about it, I've spoken to people, if I will, I will. If I will not, I will not. But I'm still in my first year, so I'm still doing my best where I am. So.
So when you said, I said that thing, that was like it's kind of like what happened to me too, because originally, am I saying how I got microbiology now? No, like just while
Are you settled with what you?
Okay. I'm doing it well.
Yeah.
So doing it well. So like yeah. Originally I was going to I was feeling bad about before I was feeling bad about getting microbiology, because I wanted to get medicine, and in the typical African setting, when you say typical Nigerian setting, when you tell somebody, oh, what's going on? You visit Ibadan, wow, beautiful. What could I study? And then when you say microbiology, it's like
the energy just drops.
Like they're not like more excited. They're like, and so they don't want you to feel bad. They now try to act excited. I'm like,
oh, that's good. That's good.
No. Nobody has asked me that. It's so fun. Nobody has asked me. I can do a lot. Stay fun. Or they say, so they say, therapy. They say, philosophy. So people say psychology. I'm like, psychology. Nigerians are very interesting. But anyways, so getting that reply almost every time, that reaction started making me feel bad, because tell my classmates from secondary school, or their parents, or just people that knew me in secondary, I'm like, it's microbiology I'm doing. Live my life for you guys. It's microbiology. And so like I used to feel bad at the time. But then I had to come to this place where I realized that everything that took me there, like every process that happened, like everything that happened that got me to that point where I got that admission, it could not have been just a mere coincidence. Because everything around how I wrote my post-TME, the place I stayed during the time, the stuff I was exposed to, the people I met, like everything around that it didn't seem ordinary to me. Mm-hmm. So I came to this place of, if all of that happened and I'm still here, it means this is where I'm supposed to be.
God, it is this story.
Do you get? So like it meant that this is where I'm supposed to be. And so I started to because even when I resumed in 100 level, I was not really doing my best. I was just the raw farm. And so there was this day I called my older brother. Shout out to my older brother. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing again. This school thing, I was 100 level, just 100 level. I'm like, I'm in, say more. I don't want. And like he told me that everything that has ever happened to me led me up to that moment in my life. So like my life is nothing about my life is a coincidence, right? It is planned. Like the Bible says, I know the plans I have towards you, plans of good and not of evil. So like if I believe that, so I should not feel bad or try to give up at that point in my life. And so those were the things that helped me, and so now I'm very comfortable in microbiology. I'm killing it. So we're doing more microbiology courses now, and I actually do love my course. So
now, when you speak about that, it reminded me of the time when I was in that phase of deciding whether or not to cross. I actually had this really drastic or really prominent thought of dropping out. Like I wanted to, because I didn't see any future in physiology. I must be honest. At the point, I'm like, what are we doing? We're studying the human body. Okay, where can I work? They say, you can work in a lab. By the way, as a physiologist, you are a physiologist. Now, I know that. But like back then, it didn't make any sense to me. And I remember speaking to my mom at the time and telling her that, I'm done. Like, I'm going to write another job.
We all got to do same more parts.
And I'm going to like pick MBBS and give it my all because I know I'm going to be a doctor. Wow. So yes, at that point, I think what my mom said that made me feel, she was like, so all of these years, what would you say you were doing? And I'm like, I was in school. It's like, you actually just want to throw the years away. And I'm like, it's not throwing away. I will still get it back. It's not about how far, but how well. So like, do you want to run ahead of God? Like, it's not that deep. Let me just do another jump and like I'll do what I want to do. So, but it was more of a question of, oh, do you want to rule your life, or you actually want to give God a space in your life? I think that just made me go back to my room and write. The way of tears.
My sis, I feel you. I feel you. We've all been there. We've all been there. So I remember you said, what was my feeling forward moment? Feeling forward. So you said, what was my feeling forward moment? So my feeling forward moment, I think it was when almost literally every time I failed before getting admission, those were my feeling forward moments. Because like, of course, I failed my PCTME. What else did I feel at that time? Yes. So I also I got to a space where I think I started to feel in my relationship with people because failure. Okay, you're a bad person. But like so I did not just see myself, talking. I just like wanted to take myself out of the world. But like alive or not in the world. Like I just went into a shell, that kind of thing. So I felt my relationship with people, my friends, even my family at the time. So those were my feeling forward moments, I guess. Yes. And so distant success was that, at that time, what was success to me was getting into getting into the university. Getting into the university, living my dream life. It was not just getting into the university, it was the lifestyle the university would afford me, right? Because my parents stay in Abuja and I was applying to University of Ibadan. That's like miles apart. That's like 12 hours. So like I knew that getting into the university would get me like, this life of freedom. Not really because I had anything I wanted to do in particular. I just, at the point, I just wanted to be like, make I shine day. Make I day small first. Like, that was the vibe. So that was like my distance success. Like the life it will afford me. And the fact that, okay, I would actually be in school. I would get to meet new people and, see life for myself. So that's the first thing.
My own, feeling forward. I think maybe not getting admission would be my own feeling forward because exactly true. Not like I failed any maybe me or something, but I didn't just like meet the.
You didn't meet the cutoff. You failed, no.
That's not failing now. Like you passed the pass mark, but you not pass the pass mark of your.
As long as you not pass the pass mark of your own, you don't fail. You are sugar coating. What do you use it for?
No, okay, maybe because I didn't use it for anything, but would you tell somebody that did not make like let's say person picked law, not make law, and they give the person like English. You say the person failed, not really, but the person just make the cutoff. So my own
person failed to miss.
Exactly, but you not failed to enter university.
But the person still failed to meet the cutoff. But that's not the subject.
Okay. My feeling for then that would be now maybe not gaining admission, and my distance success will also be like at that point I wasn't really bothered anymore about school. Because at a point, I wanted to opt to go to theology school. Yes, because I was like,
I gave up. The moment you walk through a presence, like a presence, like was let's go. I really that.
I gave up on. I was like, I was not really. I was not considering school anymore.
Eyes on Jesus. I finished.
Is there any other? So I tried to look at is there any other thing I can? Because I said that time I was very, very focused on my. Yeah, exactly. I work with God.
So just move to the next level.
Just wanted to But so distance was like now be like I just wanted to move on. Like just move on. Because I felt like at the point maybe not entering school was like holding me back in doing some things. So I felt like maybe. Just moving forward, generally moving forward. That was like distant success.
So when you said holding you back, I just started to wonder, like, what are the things that people Because when you don't get into school that first year, it just feels like, oh, there's nothing you can do with your life. Like there's that false sense of, oh, that's the end of life, right? So what can we say to people watching that, like, these are the things you can do, these are the options you have, these are some things you can use to spend your time and all of that, so that people don't feel like, oh, the fact that I'm not in school is holding me back from my life or something. Like, how do people live through those years? Yeah, that space.
I think for me, I go with that. Like, not everybody.
That's an option.
Yeah, that's an option.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's a
Thank you. Exactly.
So anyone who does
So we can attest to that.
let's just say names. Okay. Moving on.
I took classes. I also really learned how to. I didn't take it as a course, but my job offered me gave me the opportunity to meet people, especially older people. Because the job I work with, it just afforded me the opportunity to meet people. So now I didn't have a problem with meeting new people and like conversation anymore. I think another thing that in that space is when you feel like when you feel great way, right? When you get what. So that is, you might not even use
True.
yes. I know that you want to make the whole career, and then you might make the whole career out of it. So, what's going to that's don't say get flies into don't stay don't just wake up sleeping. Because that space affords a lot of people. True.
Well, for me, I feel like if you're a book person, you can do other exams like A-levels. There are other exams out there. There are international exams that you can try. I mean, just to keep it going. You can also maybe attend, I don't know, let's say tutorials and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, not just to keep your brain
active
and stuff. Yes. Because some people, their brain just goes like off. And like learning a trade, you forget about school. Now when it's time for the exam, you now start trying to brush up and all and jump down. But you have to just keep it going. But if you want to learn a trade, it's not without option. You can learn a trade, you can do stuff, you can. For me now, I just give my all to church. Like I just
which is another option too.
Yes, I get my all to church.
Valid.
And now since COVID, I think COVID really opened us up to a lot of taking courses online, doing this, because in my time when I was at home, there was not really so much online courses and all these things. But I mean, now 2020 exactly. But now you can do all those things. You can take courses online, different courses, your interest, any one of your interests, different.
Yeah. So for me, one other thing I would like to say is that first of all, instead of thinking of how fast to move on, I think we should also say that it's okay for people to go through the process of feeling pain for like not getting admission, because like it's a real thing, right? It's very real. There's no snapping out of it. Like if you don't process how you feel, if you don't process what that failure means to you at the time, you just try to move on from life and bottle up, it will come back to you, right? And when it does come back to you, it costs you more things than you. So it will be more serious than what it actually should be. So for me now, one of the things I did was at some point I cut off from people generally. Like I deleted my WhatsApp, deleted social media, Instagram, all of that. Deleted it, and I was just alone. Like I just wanted to be alone. I did that for I think 1 month. I cut off from people generally. I say it helped me look inwards, right? So it was no longer about what people think or it was no longer about what people thought. It was now about, okay, who am I? What do I want with my life? What am I doing now? So it's okay to actually, go through the process of feeling pain. But then you don't want to dwell there forever. You don't want that to be the end. So that's where all of these options can come in. Of okay, you can take a course now. You can learn a trade. You can volunteer. You can volunteer with different organizations. You can volunteer in church too, because church is a place you would find solace. Trust me, church is always a place to find solace. Like regardless of whatever. Regardless of what situation you are going through, so you can always be more invested in church, and people in church can take a course. Like I think we've said that there's so many things you can intern at organizations that you can get a job or whatever. You can even now start to chase after your passions. Like what are the things you are passionate about?
Exactly.
Do you love to read? You read more books? Do you love to sing? You take more classes on that? That's a space. That's a good space to explore your options. And for me now, I think I sold puff.
Whoa! And I'm sorry.
Entrepreneur.
When you mean you sold puff, you made it in the house.
Yeah, I made puff and went to sell it in front of my house, because students were always passing to school, secondary school, primary school.
You know.
It's not, oh god. It was not that bad. I didn't have wow.
It's not a bad thing. What do you mean?
Exactly. I sold puff. I did. When I tell my friends, they don't believe it, but I hope you guys believe it. Oh. But yeah, I did sell puff, and so one of the things that was happening while I was selling that was my classmates sometimes used to pass. And some of them had already got admission. And when everybody now hears oh, Eunice is sent for at first I battled the whole shame thing, because I know where my mates are. They're in school, they're thriving and doing whatever they want to do with their lives, and I'm here selling puff. So how did you guys deal with your having classmates that have gone ahead of you, and then having to, it now feels like you're trying to catch up with them? How did you handle that? When your classmates are asking you, or random people that know you say, where are you? That question, what are you doing now? Yeah, how do you deal with the stereotypes that come with being a student that did not get into school? How did you deal with that?
I think for me, is
wow. Insurance company. That sounds very good.
Okay, but then that's how fast school. That's when you do it.
Yeah. If you're lucky enough, they don't even ask you how fast school. The minute you just tell them you just move on.
No, but sometimes they don't pass.
Of course, no, that they expect you to be in school, not working. They mean
to them. I think that space, for me, it's where I cried. We all do.
No, we all.
No, I say we all.
Oh no, I cried. Okay, some people did not cry. Some people are too tough. I grew. Oh my god. There was a point in my life I was actually just sleeping. I slept through my life at some point, because if I wake up, I'm thinking, what am I going to do with my life? How did I get here?
So I think that space for me, that quiet space, because sometimes at work, I think that I started work almost immediately. I knew that I was going to get admission. So even sometimes at work, I'm crying on my table, and then I don't understand what, because surrounded me with really wonderful people. In that space, one of my colleagues would just come to meet me. So I'm really grateful for people that surrounded me in that season. So even when I have people asking the question of, oh, where are you now? Even if my response was going to be tears, or I would just be looking, it's not just necessarily. I would just go quiet. And once I'm quiet, there are people around me that are like, you don't share, what's wrong with you? What's going on? Those people really just not feeling for that space. So I think my advice to anybody out there would be surround yourself with the right people. And when I'm not trying to like people, church. I really can't stress it enough. Church, you can find right people in other places, but I feel the place just gives context.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. So yeah, church is a wonderful place to find people. I remember that time, like my friendship with certain people in church that were even in school at the time really helped me in that space. Like they didn't make me feel left out that I was not in school. So my friendship with those people helped me. I think just surrounding yourself with the right people and also seeing beyond your here and now. That sounds vague or cliche. But honestly, once you see that there's more to you than where you are now, right? There's more to you than your circumstances right now. It will be easy for you to look beyond. There's light at the end of it.
Sonia, right.
Actually, like when you look beyond your fear and you look beyond what is going on now, your situation, that will help you.
So I think we cannot really overemphasize the importance of having people around you, because it was a person that, I will not say a person alone, because of course God used a person to pull me out of whatever phase I was going through. So that's my older brother. I remember the call very vividly, because the time he called me, it was I think so. I came to Ibadan right for visiting, and then we had already gone back to Abuja with my mom. Shout out to my mom. We had already gone back to Abuja, and so the first 2 days, my life was a living hell, because after I already knew I'd failed. Now results came out, so I knew that it's not happening this year. So that was where the depression started. And so my older brother, I don't know, somehow he figured that I would actually be going through a lot at that time. So he called me and he just said something to make me laugh. I'd not laughed since I saw my results. Nothing funny. I just did both. So he called me that day, and somehow it made me laugh, and it just made me realize that actually it's not I can actually power through this. And so have the right people around you, right? And I'm also saying this to people who are around. Someone who tried to get into school and results or something like that. I think you want to be there for that person, because my pastor says people need you when they need you, right? And so in that space, if you can, be available. You want to be a voice of hope, a voice of reassurance, to that person at that time, because it is a lot. Honestly, it is a lot. And so, I don't think Philip has told us how he dealt with, all those people asking you, where are you now? Because for you now, you actually did it 5 times. That's 5 years.
At a point, it used to bother me at the when I first came out. I literally see my classmates coming, because some of them were in UI, so they come that way. So it was a lot of struggle. Then at some point, how did I even deal with it? I think he was just realizing that, but one, life is more than school. Life is more than just getting that picture. Also, I think I had already built so in church now, I know that I have to answer the question almost every Sunday. So our classes for you, I'm not in school. Next Sunday they forget the thing, our classes. So I already built that thing of you can deal with this lot of people asking you this. How many is my classmates? I just got and I also prayed for confidence, prayed for courage. Don't undermine prayer. Just pray. When I got this corridor, you see me, I see you. You ask me where am I? I'm not in school. It's as simple as that. I'm not in school. There was no something that had to take me back to my secondary school. That I had to see my principal and they asked me that. But I'm not in school, man.
That's
exactly. I'm not. Then she when I asked, okay, how are you? We are planning. Okay, we are still working. Yeah, I'm like, and that's rejecting. I'm not in school. I feel like that was how I dealt with that.
So I was also going to say that another thing is you don't need to. It's easy to compare yourself with people. It's very easy to. Almost everybody finds themselves in that. So it's not even a thing of whether, if you didn't compare yourself about admission stuff, you have compared yourself with what job is this person doing, or what's this person wearing, where is this person living, all of that. There's always in life you would always
find yourself
compare. Exactly. But if you are not doing it, you get just subconsciously. That's true. So I think one thing is you need to know your identity first, right? So one thing that church also helped me do was find my identity in Christ, because because you would always think that you are your grades, or you are your score, or you are how you look, or you. The truth is that all of those things are just external. Who are you in Christ? Like, who am I in Christ? So when you know that, it's easier now, like that's the word. It's easier to not slip into comparisons and thinking, oh, this person's life is going better than mine, or stuff like that. And this is not to say that you cannot look up to people, or you cannot get challenged by the life of other people, but lives of other people. Lives of other people. But like, you want to be sure that it's coming from a healthy place of, I think I can be better, and so that's why I'm looking up to you, and not that you start to degrade yourself or start to look and think less of yourself based on the success of another person. My pastor will say that someone else's success is not your failure, and at the same time, your success is not another person's failure, right? So when you look at life that way, it's easier to slip out of that space of comparing yourself and thinking, this person has life going better. Plus, the truth is that everybody has their own challenges, right?
Exactly.
So maybe this person got admission, but like, their life is having an entire different pedestal and a different pedestal. So like, they are going through their own stuff, and you just think, oh, this person has life going. It's not always black and white. Life is not black and white. So imagine.
Not because you wanted to.
You had to. See?
I don't understand that statement.
No, like, he just had to. Like, he was kind of.
Like, school was tough for him. Or he banged. No, you have to put your sentence right. No. Sometimes you have to tell yourself the truth now.
Yeah.
So I
asked
from saying. No. So I asked from somebody. I think one of the things that changed my perspective about failure, when somebody asked, did you really fail by not putting your best? Like, that just changed my perspective about failure. Did I actually fail, or I actually did not put in? If you put in your best and you not fail, okay, you can say, okay, fail. Saying that, is it UI that did not give you admission? Okay.
So if you want to fail, what if you want to?
And you failed, and that's your fault. Like, don't blame the school for sending you out, for giving you option to withdraw. Don't blame the school.
And that's the difference. What brought us here was the fact that some people have lives. Everybody, exactly.
So it was PTM that actually
people's reality is different. People's realities are different.
It was PTM that changed my perspective towards that. Like,
I guess.
Don't put the blame on
of
school.
course,
Is he you? Like, check well. Like, is he you?
Yeah, that's another thing we should say.
Yes, like,
is it to slip into? Oh, they gave
they gave me. Or you were the one that got that.
Let's not sugarcoat things. Actually,
Exactly.
work for your grades. Like, work for what you want, and if you put your best into it, it does not come out.
You now know that. Okay.
They give it, but yes. When we said like people have different realities, it seems like at the time, exactly. Me, I'm outside. You didn't know what was waiting for the person.
Exactly. I was going to even mention too that don't make your life all about, like, I mean, this season of admission, like, don't make your life all about admission. By the time you enter,
that's another. By the time you enter, you know that getting into school is not even. It's not it. You have not said you won't be wishing that as you graduated. Like, if I was literally asking for exam in school, I said, God, is this why you brought me here? To suffer. Coming into school is one thing. So like, don't like make your life around. Don't surround your whole life around a result. And this can be like across board. It's not just about getting into school. It's just like general. Like, different things can happen at different points. Like I said, the mark of success keeps increasing. And so the truth is that even if you surround your life around one mark of success and say, let me achieve this, when you achieve that, there's another thing.
Exactly.
You have to move on. So like, don't just like base your whole life on reality.
Exactly.
Life is very
More than that.
And I think take it seriously.
Actually,
Every season of life.
no, you're actually correct. Like, because there are some seasons that you have more. I think I learned that from the man of God. Like, there are some seasons that just gives you a lot of space, like time, like this period of your time that, okay, like now, for example, now I saw my let's say I gained admission like 2021 April. We didn't resume until January 2022. Like, and there was that space of like, just build yourself in that space. Even if you major, just take your spiritual life seriously. Make things that are important. Like, just more. Exactly.
So can we just like briefly describe the day we got our admission? Like the day we got your admission. Oh, not briefly, but like just
when you found
got your
out.
admission, like
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
So for me, I don't remember the day. Yeah, I remember. Seems like every other person that we wrote exams together and I've seen them. Because I even had issues with my venue. I had issues with my venue. With my venue for my jam. That second jam. They put me in the center in Wakajale. I go to the center. My exam was to start in the morning. After 1 p.m. we did not start the jam. Say that the narrator is faulty.
of course the name of the place is Wakaja.
Yeah.
How is that Wakaja?
Like, that place was so like that thing. I don't know. We started to the venue from scratch, from the squares. Like, it was intense. So they had to, jam officials had to come to the venue. Then they told us to go and write our UPS. So like, I wrote that exam on after 4 p.m. So when time for results came, people had started seeing their own results. I was in my house.
I have some stories to share.
I was like, hey, God, what's going on? Like, is it because of the center change? I hope they don't reduce my mark because so like I just really had all of these thoughts in my head. So seeing the results was difficult. And my family members were not to help me. So of course they were also anxious and they were like, hey, what's going on?
But sorry, I have a question. But apart from your jam, like when you gain admission, like,
No, she said that she remembers getting.
no, but I want to ask, like, how did you feel when you knew that, oh, finally I don't enter UI? Like,
She said she already.
calm down.
Oh, sorry. Speak, my dear.
So like what I was going to do,
So, admission.
yes, like the day I saw the jam, like when the final presented my
Score.
I was so excited. I already planned. My goal was still good. But then I'm like, 14 months below, we're still good. So I felt so excited. So very happy and excited. The rest was, oh, this fall, everything is shine. And you saw the sense. So when I wrote that post to tell me, I guess I was telling me, so I didn't get to so fine. Then when the cutoff came out, and then so like by the time I accepted the admission, without brother, like when they brought that offered admission, I said, oh, welcome to them. It was just a, now you're here, like I know that there has been a build up, so like on that day, the scars are lost. I really felt good, like so
What's your experience?
Me, well, I feel like even in this whole list, I feel like God was even training me because I never had high scores, whether jam or pursuit me. First, let me start with jam. I had a very bad experience all the time that I wrote jam. My first jam, I wrote it in Oyo. My second jam, I wrote it in Abeokuta. My third jam, I wrote it in Ejioku, somewhere outside. Like, I just had very bad experience. I hated jam so much that, oh my God.
When it has traffic, right?
Yes, I never wrote jam. And I used to register. I'm always one of the first. At the point, there was one time that when, I think the year I wrote in Abeokuta, the following year, I said that I would be one of the first. Like, I was waiting for news that they just say, jam. I run. But unfortunately, I still was, even this last one I wrote, even gain admission, I still wrote it somewhere far outside the background, outside. I never had good experience. I didn't even like I never had. So even at the point I was even blaming those centers. Like I blame my score on those centers. There was even a year I had to write jam twice. That same year. That's it. I had to write it because the first one I wrote it somewhere far, God knows. I got there. I first even got there like I think I was supposed to write around like say 1. We didn't get to write it until like 7 p.m. in the night, and I had to travel back to my house. I think I got home around 11 or something. After people were seeing their jam score, hey, I got Kiniko, checking my nothing, not what's happening. And they now sent me a message that you are not that result Kiniko, you have to rewrite it. Okay. I had a very terrible experience with jam, so I felt like even in all those people, I felt like God was actually like building me. Even my Christianah score, my aggregate was 60. And the previous cutoff for physiology was more than 60. I was like, hey, it is over. Another one is coming. Like this present one that I entered, like that target was 60, and the previous cutoff was 65 or 67. I'm like, okay. I already prepared my mind that another year. But I remember really that God told me that I was going to enter physiology. Then when my mentor prayed for me that afternoon, I saw my result. I just feel that whatever happens will happen. But I know that I believe God, I trusted God and all. But even when the result came out, when the cutoff came out, I didn't even check. And before, someone already told me. So someone asked me, someone that his mom works in admission asked me that, what was my aggregate? I said 60. The person was like, that don't worry, you don't enter. But I don't want to let's say bank next year for myself. Let me see this thing. But I was like, okay. I was like, okay. But when I finally saw it, I was like, okay, I saw it's coming. So but jam show me shit. No, I'm telling you. Boy, was a like I said, the old low score, like I had 60. The former year was, even my parents were even worried that, hey, that shit you will just start. I was already preparing like, let's write another one. Like 60. Yes, now when I saw that, because I know that cutoff used to go higher, it really goes lower. But this time around, it was 57.
Oh, I like 60.
Like that, I knew that God was in this. I feel just one day. Wait, know that you even missed a so I'll have just been want to enter.
No. Why did it so for me,
but nothing spoiled.
Experience. My story is actually very long, but like I think I'll try to keep short. I will try my best. So what even happened? Okay, so like I said, everything that brought me to that moment, I just felt like God was orchestrating. So because my first post-UTME that I wrote 2 post-UTMEs because I wrote 2 jams. My first post-UTME, I stayed with my aunt, I stayed in Eunice at the time. And so I had to come from outside school to the venue. And so I was already like rushing, like I was not calm. So that was one of the things that even
push your balance.
Put me off balance because I almost came late for my exam the first thing. So I was not setting. So there are so many things that happened that first time. And so this second time, my older brother helped me talk to one of his friends. And so she hosted me because she stayed in UI at the time. So I was able to stay over at her place. Then I stayed over because I came 2 nights before my exam. So the first night I stayed at her place, we had fun all of that. The second night I think she had something to do, and so she moved me to another person's room who was her friend. Yeah, she moved me to Carolina's room. And so while I was preparing for my Christianah, some of her friends just came to visit her randomly. I mean, I was with my slides. I was trying to shadow go.
You say slide.
Sorry, not the slide. I'm sorry.
It's saying a slide.
But I was with my past questions. I was just had a name. I forgot it.
Share the name.
Yeah, they tried it. So I was like reviewing that. I was not understanding what I was looking at. And Carolina's friend just comes in and says, who is this? And she introduced me to him, to them. And I was like, what are you reading? I said, let me blah blah blah. Turns out it was a pharmacy major. And then he was like, what don't you understand? Sha solved like one whole page of chemistry for me. Like wow. So like I was like following what he was doing. So the following morning, when I went to write my PCTM, like before we enter, I think our exam was by 8 a.m. So I got there early enough. So like by 7:30, I'm still trying to remember this particular things. All the ones where we don't read, we go memorize the answer. This one is A, this one, this is number. So like, I was memorizing all of these things. And when the exam came, all the things the guy taught me last night from chemistry came out. Wow. All the things I memorized in physics that morning came out. So like, I'm like, it's not a coincidence. Like, this could have not been a coincidence. Like, why was I at this person's place by this time? Why did he come? Why did our friends come to visit her on this day? Why?
True.
I knew that. You know what? This was not for me. So like when the whole aggregate came out, the cut-off mark I was checking, they said that medicine was like 70. So wait for it. Let me cook. So when the aggregates came out and I had like 71.25, I guess, I was so
happy.
Because the previous year my average bro, let me get here. The previous year my average was 53. And then I moved to 71.25. That was like huge gap on the friends. So when I say I 71, my daddy started saying, doctor. UIPC was always saying, I just didn't imagine. You said, why don't they see my white coat? Bro, right. When I got to my, I was like, doctor. But I was trying to not be excited because I didn't want to get disappointed. But my dad was already on another wall. Doctor. Bro, count down. Doctor me. When the actual part of back now came out, I think medicine now moved to that particular year. There were a lot of people that applied that year. So medicine moved to like 78 point something. And so at the time I feel that it gets onto apply for, there's no moving it to the next best. Like we throw you, are gone. They'll throw you. So because when we checked the whole bottle, pharmacy was 70. Pharmacy was like 64. Like other things
were soft.
So I said, don't worry. You cannot get medicine. You will not get medicine, but you're still not safe.
There's still something soft.
You understand? There's still college of medicine, sure. When I found out, there was nothing. So like, I should found out that there was no space. Like, there's no next best. They are just going to next available, not next best, right? So like, I felt so bad because I'm like, God, you have put this far. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I started to question on it itself. Many ways, we shall saw list of okay, these are the places away. From bottom and be very space. They have space for you. I actually considered agriculture. Okay, my parents were like, maybe I should get into science, something in the faculty of science. Because they were still hoping that I would want to cross. So the chances of crossing, my sister, I don't even know. The chances of crossing to medicine from science looked better than from agri. So that's why I was thinking biology, something like that. So like I don't even I already selected
anthropology.
So I think I was not feeling bad. I was just excited about the idea that I was going to school. I was able to see that this was just going to be a study process. We just said that we want to do this
But I think I get where you got the idea of maybe crossing from sciences. There used to be they used to cross actually from microbiology to MBBS. before
Yes,
they started. Yes. It was as the year was progressing that they started removing it. You want to wait. They started like cutting off. I think even now, I think it's only not even only college. I think it's only physiology. Even nursing, you can't really go from nursing to MBBS. To nursing, and that's possible. You can cross from physiology to other stuff, but from another place to medicine, cross from a professional to another one. Because,
because I don't know how it came. I was thinking I was going to go to
anthropology.
Yeah, anthropology was scary to us.
What is anthropology?
Anthropology is I was so excited. I was so happy about something like that. Something was happening. And so we also come from because microbiology can cross the area down, level. She wanted left by let's make it fair. But yeah, I was very excited that it was a good day. So I remember. So yes, just to like put the cap on everything, even though we've already been answered some of these things, but like, so if you could talk to your campus self, what would you say? What advice? You already said a lot of things, but one thing you say, Philips of like say 6 years, 7 years ago, what you say? What you say?
Like no stress. Admission is, life is bigger than admission. Don't kill yourself. Don't make. I remember I attended the finalist forum some months back, and Christian was talking about when Otititooluwa Philip was talking about
of Sycamore
Church. He was talking about like he was addressing finalists, and he was saying this was when you wanted to enter school, you made your life about like admission. Any small thing, admission. There's an admission. Admission. Let me say admission.
Prayer points. We did not talk about what did I not pray? What did I not pray?
Admission.
My God.
And to be specific,
MBBS. Anytime they say, right, what's your prayer request for this?
MBBS. University of Ibadan.
I prayed, my God. I called on heaven. Oh my God.
Anyway. But like I said, one thing I will tell myself: don't stress. Don't just take it easy, step by step. Trust God. If you can trust God, like to eventually work out. Don't kill yourself. Don't stress. No stress.
God. There's just this sense of going to the way when you come to us. So stay with God. Like, stay with God. I feel like, oh my God. I remember when I was about to go time, I just got happy. I could really feel like the presence of God really in that season. I'm really
let's say something else. I'll tell myself maximize the time that you have in that period, because I remember I was attending a tutorial and they had this fellowship that I used to attend, and I built this friendship with, but maybe we're like families, and I felt like maybe years later I felt like God was saying that it was the prayers that we prayed that went ahead of us. Pastor will say that sometimes prayer is not for the immediate, but for the exactly. So it was just maximize the time that you have. Exactly. Jesus. 1890. Oh my God. Continue.
So how do I think? said, chill.
Yeah, just honestly.
I tell myself to there's and so like yeah, I just remember I was like what I wanted to say. I would tell myself that all things work together for good them by God. See, people say that a lot because it's true. Like people say that one thing about cliches is that it's true. So that's why it's a cliche. But it's not even cliche, it's like the word of God. Say all things work together for good of them that love God. So I would tell myself to love God because at the end of the day, all you have to do is love God. Every other thing work together for good, right? So because like we all said, like when you asked if you will do it again, we all said we will do it. Yes. I know all of the growth that came out of those 2 years of staying back, I was able to mend my relationship with my parents. Grateful for that. Mend my relationship with my brothers too. And then when I was graduating from the second school, I just wanted to leave. I was already out of where I was. I was not good in that space of. So I was ready to like move on and to jump on the next moving train. Like, what's the next good thing? So like, don't read that. If I go at this place,
Actually, yeah.
Something will happen at the end. And so he just he said calm down.
Calm down.
He said calm down. And so when he said calm down, he said like, he said like calm down. And so like looking back now, I see all the reasons why God said she was thing. So I'll tell myself that all things work together for the good and I love God. So love God, passionate about it. So,
one other thing, yes, that I would say to myself, plug into the right thing, because I felt like some things that actually needs me during that period was plugging to the right thing, listening to the right content, listening to. I mean, there was one message I listened to that changed my life forever. I think that was when I started feeling like, let's say I know this way again. Like it just changed my perspective. It just changed my perspective about like life is more than this. And one of that message that helped me was like God is making you like this whole thing. Don't rush. Like don't ever. I think I was talking to somebody recently and I was saying, don't never rush the season. Let's cook well. Like actually take time to exactly like don't rush the season. I think that was one thing I'll tell myself. So. Yeah.
So, like, this is word. Like you said, but by the time you wait for the like the 3 of us here,
Definitely.
we have to just be a person. And do yourself to the person.
And sometimes I think you should. I think one thing I used to tell people that go through stuff, maybe aside maybe admission stuff, maybe I going through exactly. I think you learn the right lessons because sometimes what you go through is not just for you. Because I feel like so if someone that is seeking admission and that has stayed at home for years come to meet me, if I cannot say like the right things to the person, give proper advice to the person. So why did I now go through what I went through? So I think we should like maximize, learn the right lessons. Because sometimes it's not only exactly because sometimes what you go through, God is seeing somebody in the future that exactly. So exactly. Exactly.
At the same experience.
Different experiences. Yep.
Guys, thank you for such an amazing time. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yo.
Don't fun.
Oluyinka Oluwa.
Sweat.